Are you tired of feeling like work is taking over family time? In this video, I'm going to talk about practical strategies for building a family-friendly work schedule. It's going to help you thrive in business and cherish every moment you have with the people that you love. Let's get your time back together. Hey, welcome back to the channel. If you're new, my name is Bennett. I'm here to share some ideas that have helped me move the needle just a little bit in my own life, so I hope you find it beneficial. Here are 7 tips that you can start to use to help time manage your business and your family. The first idea is called time blocking. It might sound simple, but I one time asked a friend of mine who's a productivity coach, what is the biggest thing that most people mess up on when it comes to productivity? And he said just putting things in their calendar. And the basic idea of time blocking is you want to take out your calendar and you want to put in blocks throughout your schedule for things that are priorities to you. You could start on the macro and pick the times that you want to be working, the times you want to be with your family, and then you can get into the details and minutia of what it is you want to be doing during those specific times. But it's one of the easiest and quickest hacks that you can start to use to allow yourself to be more productive during those times. People who don't have schedules and keep everything in their minds tend to miss on certain things and aren't as productive as they possibly can be. Sitting down for 10 or 15 minutes to break down your week can save you hours of work and really help you move so much quicker. The second tip is to really find the extra time that you can start to use. You see, throughout our day, there's only going to be a certain amount of time that we're going to have available to be with our family, whether they're at work or whether they're at school. So recognize that we might want to take advantage of that time with them. That also means when we're not needed, we have to be able to work then also. So whether it's at nighttime after everyone's sleeping, or whether it's early in the morning before everyone gets up, if you're looking to see that success, sometimes you're just going to need to put in the time and you're going to have to find that time. And if you're the type of person who says, well, Bennett, I don't have any time. Really look at my schedule, I don't have any time. So I would say go on your phone and check your apps. See which apps you're using a little bit more and recognize that you might be prioritizing certain things more than your own personal work or your family time. If something is a priority to you, you need to make sure you get that done first before doing everything else. The tricky thing is that we have so many things that we need to be doing, but if we want to be the people that we can be, so something's going to have to give. The third idea is this idea called batching your time. So many people don't realize that they're doing similar work, whether it's within the same day or within the same week, but that they could be doing more efficiently. So whether it's sending out your emails, doing your marketing, or doing just some busy work, recognize if it's work that you're constantly doing over and over and over again, you might be able to just get it all done once, so you don't have to go back and forth. It's the same idea about multitasking. So many people think that they're able to multitask, but what they're really doing is that they're going from one task to the other task really quickly. And if we can start to recognize that we should be batching our time together, we're going to be so much more productive because we're not going to be going from one task to another task. Get yourself a journal and see what are the things that you usually do during your day. See what tasks you could put together so you could just be more efficient with your time. And on a similar note, point number 4 is look to delegate. And you hear all these gurus talk about how you should be really finding somebody who can be doing the work that you don't want to be doing, or maybe you're not the best at doing. And I know what you're thinking, well, I can't afford them. But what you should be doing is you should be able to have a list of things that you know what you should be transferring once you have that bandwidth. Just having that information itself to know what you would delegate would be something that's going to be so beneficial for your own mindset and also help you with that idea of batching your different areas of your time. Look to be a student of your life, get stuff in a journal, and recognize what it is you should be delegating. The 5th tip is to understand when you have those blocks of schedules, recognize that you should be prioritizing the things that are most important to you. So throughout your workday, there are going to be minor things that you're going to need to get done, but there are also going to be major things that you're going to need to get done. And if you could start to make sure that you're doing the major things, you'll be able to see the needle moving forward the weeks to come. I know some people only make sure that they have one big thing on their schedule every single day that they need to get done. It's the most important task of the day, and they know as long as they do that one task every single day, they're going to be able to see the success that they want. In order to achieve success, we're going to need to be taking certain actions, and the bigger actions we can take, the quicker we're going to be able to see that success. The 6th idea is something that personally happened to me. You see, I woke up one day and my kid ended up being sick, and it really threw off the whole rest of my schedule because being an entrepreneur, I could technically be around to help out, and it really threw off my day. And I realized from that time on that there are going to be things that are going to be thrown, whether they're personal or professional matters, that are just going to pop up. What we need to do is we need to block out time to make sure that we'll be able to do those specific things. And what's interesting is if you look back at the last couple of weeks, you're going to be able to tell how much time you might need to put aside for that. And I'm not saying you should be putting hours every week, but maybe 30 minutes here or 30 minutes there to make sure that if something does happen and you don't have enough time in the rest of your schedule, you'll be able to utilize that time to compensate for what you missed. It's like back in the day when your soldier was going to war, so they needed needed to use their sword, but they also needed to use their shield to protect themselves. Make sure to set that time for yourselves in order to protect yourself from anything that might come up. And the seventh and final idea is to make sure that you constantly tweak your schedule. What's happening today might not happen tomorrow, and as an entrepreneur and as a family man, it's very possible that things are going to change. You're going to have different priorities at certain times, and to recognize it, as long as you're constantly tweaking it to do the best that you can, you're going to be able to start to see that success. So many people get so deflated when things don't work out perfectly. And I know for me personally, it was so hard for me to adjust whenever a new variable was thrown into the picture. Recognizing that you're going to have to adjust and to tweak, and that's what makes a good entrepreneur, is only going to help you with your success in your business and in your personal life. Just make sure whatever you do not procrastinate. Sit down, set that schedule, and do what it is you need to be doing. If you are somebody who tends to procrastinate, make sure to take a look at this next video where we learn to overcome our procrastination.